And Collingwood's fitting tribute to Billy Pickett as the Pies pull off a famous after the siren win over the Bombers. Live.
Mike, I just ran into Coach Craig McRae. He told me that he's never seen anything like it. Perhaps a slight exaggeration, but they're fourth tonight. 9 wins in a row. They were 38 points up, 2 points down in the dying stage before Elliott took a mark 2-on-1 and kicked this goal after the siren from the MCC pocket to win the game in a famous match just a day after the very sad passing of club legend Billy Pickett, aged just 66, from a heart attack.
I think he's the best mark I've seen for probably the history of the club, I would think. The good times that you have with families and, with Julie and, the kids, it's just too early at 66.
Few knew Pickett better than club legend and premiership captain Tony Shaw. Now, Mike, shortly I'll be back live from the rooms. I've just spoken to Mason Cox. There were some controversial umpiring decisions today. I'll have all the fallout from the rooms shortly in sport.
See you soon. Thanks, Tom. Bruised Bomber supporter Andrew McCormack is here with a look ahead to sport. And Mac, it was a day full of highlights.
What a round of footy, Mike. We had a draw, we had that after the siren, and also a mark and potentially goal of the year. So coming up shortly, the High Flyers launch inside Marvel Stadium. Toby Green and Adam's side putting in their nominations. Mac's
back with sport, and Mac at the MCG was rocking this afternoon.
What an afternoon of footy. It was a moment that will go down in footy folklore as Jamie Elliott's heroics helped the Magpies soar into the top four. We're live into the winners' rooms next. Plus, a giant climb from Toby Green, but Carlton climbs even higher despite an injury scare. Welcome back. It was Pies pandemonium at the MCG as Collingwood surged into the top four with a thrilling victory over Essendon. It was the Pies' 9th consecutive victory, all thanks to Jamie Elliott's after the siren heroics. The game on his boot, Jamie Elliott with a moment that will long live in Collingwood folklore.
There's the siren. Arms in the air. That has gone through. Jamie Elliott has won the game of footy.
Ecstasy for the Magpies, heartbreak for the Brave Bombers. Craig McRae's side swooping into the top four. Their premiership run now supercharged on the back of some MCG magic.
I actually didn't hear the siren go. Kids are pretty sweet. I've seen blokes do it, and I wanted to be in that moment.
I haven't stopped shaking. I haven't been a part of a win like it.
Bitterly disappointing, put ourselves in a great position to win the game.
Earlier, Josh Dacos set the G alight.
A couple of bounces, and like his brilliant father, thumps it through.
The resurgent Pies soared to new heights in a scintillating opening term.
Cox! Big climb!
6 goals to none. Collingwood's ball movement razor sharp to set up a 37-point lead. But Ben Rutten remained vocal and the Bombers showed some fight to start the second. 5 straight goals to Essendon and suddenly it was game on.
Wealthy!
Mason Redmond subbed out after a goal-saving mark ended in a heavy landing and a suspected bruised lung before Essendon had the lead.
Langford!
Sam Draper's highlight reel continues to grow.
To extend this lead outside of the boot. Oh, no chance.
A shoulder injury ended Braden Maynard's day. The margin was 20 points at the start of the final term, only for the determined Pies to lift once more.
Here we go!
1 point the difference, Jeremy Howe looked to have handed the game to Essendon.
He's lost possession!
Harry Jones with the chance to ice a Bombers win.
Oh, he's oh so close, he hits the post!
45 seconds left, the Pies had one last roll of the dice. And on the day the club mourned Billy Pickett, it was Billy that sealed a famous win. Let's head straight into the Pies rooms with Chief Footy reporter Tom Brown. And Tom, the head high tackle was in the news all week. It reached a flashpoint today.
Andrew, the AFL revised its interpretation really specifically for Ginnivan. There was a salient example involving Ginnivan, somewhat ironically, this afternoon. There's some concerns now that Ginnivan's being umpired out of the game. This wasn't a free kick. Collingwood was quite clear post-game. I think it should have been a free kick. Look, I don't think they'll seek official response from the AFL, but this was Mason Cox's position and provided clarity post-game in the rooms.
It's almost impossible to be right nowadays. I think it needs to be probably more a factual thing. If you hit someone head high, it's just a free kick. And until then, the AFL is going to keep making it opinionated and no one's ever going to be right. So that's probably my take on it, just to make it more factual and black and white. Otherwise, it's always going to be a hot topic every week.
Leon Davis full-time back at the club. Great to see him at the official function pre-game. Leon Davis, a Collingwood fan favourite today. Just an injury update tonight. Andrew De Goey now expected to play seniors for the Pies next week. That's a big story. They're likely to be more cautious with Grundy